Hello. There we go. Okay. I was like, wait, why is my audio not working? There we go. It should be working now, hopefully. Maybe. Yell at me if it's not. I mean, I guess you couldn't hear me saying. Is there sound now? Like, holy. Okay, so I'm guessing yes. I mean, obviously, I was also unprepared, as in I didn't have my audio working. All right, so that's the thing I missed there. Is it tells you right here, GPU light match requires ray tracing enabled. So don't hit that button unless you have ray tracing on. So let's see, ray tracing. Are you doing the water things? I want to, but I don't think they're in here. Or I'm waiting for him to say, like, this is how you use it. That's why I'm still listening. Right? Like, literally got him open over here because I'm trying to figure out how to enable that. I know he's using dev rendering, so to me, I was like, maybe it didn't come to preview 1. So who knows? But either way, let's see. Ray tracing. My mic is in front of my thing, so I can't even see half my screen. Ray tracing enable. In cache. Restart. We're going to be building a lot of shaders. That rock presentation, nutty. Yeah. He posted that on his Twitter last night. Or yesterday, talking about, you know, he was going to be on Thursday, and I was like, oh, guess I'm going to be watching on Thursday. And I'm happy. Friggin', it looks good. I think the funny thing, too, is, like, this is just, like, the start of, you know, all these new systems. Nice. Alright, so I also found, I found full body IK, which I imagine that will work with, like, control rig. I enabled some of the, like, desktop stuff, so now you can share your memory, your GPU memory, like textures and things like that, just on the GPU only. So that should speed some stuff up. Sky atmosphere looked better. I saw volumetric clouds is now a actual object. Is this reopening? It might take a minute. We'll look at this. Does not capture. Existing has also been updated to benefit from these changes. Okay. Enable virtual. Okay, so this is the steps I need to do. Okay, and we're not in DX12 mode either. Oh, you can also use GPU lightmaps to do lightmap preview. Okay. There's a lot of... Okay, here we go. Water system. To start this, enable... Okay, here we go. Enable the water and light... What's the water freaking plugin? There is no... There's a shallow water, but it doesn't have this in it. Let's see. Alright. Sorry, I'm waiting for freaking ray tracing stuff to build and compile, right? Yeah. Making sure that it's up on my other window. Loading. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is what I'm excited about. So they announced that a new new TAA is coming to the engine, which to me is freaking exciting. I posted on Discord. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the current TAA because it hasn't been updated really since like 2013. Isolated from active development of Gen 5s. Okay. Work out of the box with the responsive as well as temporal upsaving if you're doing any world offset. Okay. Oh, someone's dog. Also smoothing it, yeah, it helps with that. It's just, it looks really bad in motion. Or not motion. It can look really, where it basically makes things look kind of, like gives them the sheen, where it's smoothing it a little too much. So like the fact that it's gonna get upgraded, that's where we get like where it kind of makes things lose detail and things. Because it doesn't have the velocity information from a previous frame. Okay. God, ray tracing takes forever. Hopefully it didn't. Alright, we're literally waiting for. Wait, I don't need a sample. I just need. I, Alright. Oh, here we go. Alright, still 39%. Oh, God. Ooh. Let's do this. While we wait for the ray tracing one to build, we will. Basically, I'm just gonna start another project. Is this one? Because I want to look at the other stuff, obviously. I tried to. What's called? I tried to. Let's see, plugins. So landmass. Interestingly, this was on by default in my other one. And then what is it? Water? No, I don't think it's this. This is a different thing. But I know volumetrics. I want to see that. This is interesting. Color correction region. So color correct certain parts of your screen. Blueprints, maybe? Let's see. Experimental examples. They added a lot of, they actually added quite a bit of plugins with this one. Like I noticed one of the like fracture things are done by default. I don't know if that's the NVIDIA one or if that's finally out. What is it? Physics? How do you? It's like physics. However you spell it. NVIDIA. Yeah. Okay, so physics seems like they have less things, so this destruction has to be technically chaos. But I think it's something else. Not sure. It's oh yeah, Apex. Apex is off. And that's the old system. Let's see. Sorry. Half this stuff I'm just like, okay, does it matter? Does this help me at all? What's this stream module? Okay. They upgraded the virtual production tools. I noticed that for sure. I'm gonna be under VR. What was it? Geometry. I think rendering is what I'm looking for. Then they have this. So we now have virtual height field mesh. And then there was something else too. I was trying to graphics, experimental. Oh yeah, the share or oh yeah. So texture share, does share textures between things is a thing. Like that's not something I'll visibly be able to see. Let's restart. I'm trying to read this to see if it gives a hint of how to enable this because it makes it seem like it should be included. All right. Okay. I think we got this. Real-time capture should be pretty, like, that's easy to see. I kind of want to see what this looks like in my project, because I've always wanted to do something like this, so that we could do day and night cycle easily. But I don't know what the cost of that will be in an actual scene. I'm interested in this, I think. So there's now the environment light mixer can be opened from the main menu under the window drop-down. That seems interesting. So it's the new environment light mixer contains a level's active skylight, directional light, cloud. Okay. So environmental. Maybe the plugin is flowing water. I'm seeing a lot of tweets with that in the examples. Well, no, it's supposed to be a whole water system. Because it has their ocean. The water itself is something that's already been in the engine, like the thin layer. Like if we open my project, we can actually, god dang, this is just, I've got so many things that are just like, okay, we're building to unlock it. So let's see. Maybe someone did post about it. Okay, so chaos is replaced by default. It replaces stuff. So let's see. I'm not seeing anyone knowing how to enable it. Just tweeting the things that are already there. What is this? Actor palette? Allows creation of actor palettes based on existing levels to quickly select. What is that? That sounds like a content example, like a content editor thing. That sounds interesting. In fact, I think that's what Ryan's using over here, where he's got like the colored nodes instead of favorites. Because favorites just looks like this. So freaking, let's see, window. Or wait, no, this is a different project, huh? That's something that's already been existed. Oh god. My computer's about to die. Hopefully the stream... I don't even think the stream's working anymore. Is it? Did I just enable that plugin in this? No, I didn't. Okay. I enabled it in something. Oh, I was trying to check this. So, like, I already have the water. So if we use... Like, this is a project in 425. So, like, the water itself... Gotta take the... Alright. Thank you. Have... I was gonna say have fun, but that's a weird way to just see you later. Oh god. Like, we have water that already is based off that. Let's close some stuff now that I've got things running. Basically, I'm compiling a million shaders from resetting things. Okay, so what I was looking for was under here. So we now have actor palette. Let's see what it does. Ooh, what is this? Choose a level to use as a palette. Sure. Let's just go untitled. No? Okay, let's go... Oh. Oh, here we go. Volumetric fluid simulation. Maybe. Whoa, what is this? I feel like we made a mistake. Whoa, it's like... Wait, is this just the level? What are we doing here? What is this? Oh, that is so weird. Okay. I actually like that. So we could have... Does it even say that in the release notes? I'm pretty sure this is a new thing. That's kind of insane. Okay, that's gonna break it. I'm pretty sure I just crashed it. No? Okay, good. Okay, so we could basically set up a map that has all of our like the instances that we want to place. That's got to be a new thing. I'm pretty sure I've never seen this. That's the actor. Okay, so this is the... Let's see if it says more about it. Oh, this is for only... Okay, so that's not as helpful as it seems. Zen Loader. Next gen consoles will have improved... Okay. Will enable data to read. Okay, that's cool. Including it. Okay, duh, yeah. Makes sense. Memory insights. Let's see though. I'm not seeing anything about this. This whole all right, let's try to see. So they mentioned something in here about the environmental light mixer. Oh man. That is cool. Okay. Does it do any light source? Let's see. Like if I add spotlight, will that add it to the light mixer? Normal. Okay. Oh. Normal and advanced. Okay. This is actually pretty cool. So instead of I mean, it's simple. It's a nice, simple tool. But basically, instead of having to come in here, find each thing, you can just come in here and be like, okay, yeah, do this, do this. Yeah, shadows on atmosphere. That sounds weird. Yeah, shadow on clouds. Oh, and we can just create them from right here. That is cool. Okay, so create volumetric cloud. Oh. I didn't like that. Let's delete this though. Add a create a sky atmosphere. Okay, cool. Now can we see those things from in here? We can. Nice. Okay, that's nice. I like that. So let's do cloud. Whoa. God. Sorry if it's a little jumpy. We're oh god. It's still trying to load that ray tracing version in the background. So and so volumetrics don't seem to work for this. Let's make sure that they're it looks like it should be working. Let's see, where did it even place the cloud? What is actor 1? Volumetric cloud. Let's just go simple. Alright, well we know these ones work. So that is something we can base things off of. Hey, it's Guy, how's it going? The preview for 426 of Unreal just came out, so we're taking a look at it and seeing some new stuff. All right, so we've got this. So this basically, they came out with like a environmental. Okay, so cloud. We can just set all the settings in here. Okay, so this is off the skylight. Can I select the skylight if I do something like that? So I'm just trying to see what is all in here. So they've got this, which is just to see all the properties and everything in here. Skylight, you can now update in real time. It's kind of cool though. There's a light source. And I'm just enjoying going through this and trying to. Let's see, let's go. Light source, okay. This isn't using distance fields or anything. Alright. Then we've got this in by default now. We could just Slice something up. Cool. New. Oh god. I done messed it up. I don't know what's happening. Oh whoa. Oh god. Um I don't know how any of this works. There's so many windows up right now. Can we see the levels? Can we explode it like we used to be able to, or no? Okay. Yeah, let's not mess with that yet. Alright, so... But yeah, what are you up to? Doing anything, fun today? Let's see. Okay, so this is the... Okay, so this one doesn't have the ray tracing enabled on it. Let's add landscape. Let's add editable layers. The landmass settings. Does it have water settings? No, okay. I'm trying to read the docs and things like that at the same time. So water system. Start using the water system. Enable the water and landmass plugin. I think they did not ship everything with that. Is what I'm thinking. Or it's in here. So they're saying landmass, so maybe it's in landmass. Shallow water. I know it's not this. Because this is its own thing. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Content safe. Okay. These have been here. Yeah, these are the broken things that have been in here. So landmass content, landmass blank. Maybe. We should probably... Might be in volumetrics as well. Ah! Oh no. Ah, I lost the content browser. The water system's not in preview 1. How dare they? They just announced it. Sorry, I'm watching their stream on the other stream. No, I'm teasing. But let's see what else they have in here though. Like, so I'm liking this. Which I don't think was a thing before. Does anyone else remember? I don't know. Let me open up the other. Alright, so we don't have to look for the water system. It's not in, because they hate me. No, let's look at this stuff. So, let's see if there's anything in here that they didn't talk about. So, either way. Alright, so... Ooh. I don't know if this was here before. Clear sculpt. Was this here before? Let's compare. I feel like, so I think I need to make this window a different window because I think I'm going to open my project and kind of compare what's changed. Appearance, that would be under... Let's do this. Main window override. I think, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Alright. They're all done with that, so we can now go to our normal stuff. Let's look into Captain. Shh. I think the neighbors or someone's home and he's just going crazy. Alright, so let's turn on music. Zelda. Okay. There we go. I didn't want to have my desktop audio going when the... Okay, so in here, I'm just checking. Double check. I'm pretty sure so that... So there's like... Hold on. So there's like... Captain. So the difference in the number of plugins is pretty large. There's like freaking 50 new plugins or something. So let's go plugins on this one. So the total number is... Alright, so this is just under 300 for 425 versus 344. Jesus Christ. And I think I have to count these too because these aren't mine installed. These are just here. So 346. That's a lot. That's quite a bit. So there's probably some other stuff we missed in here as well. Okay, so animation inside. So I don't know if that's new or not. I know for a fact that light one was the... What was it we enabled over here? That I want to know about? Oh, the actor window. So actor palette. I'm pretty sure that's new. 100% that's new. That's not been a thing, right? Yeah, okay. That's kind of cool. So we could, if we use that one. So the actor palette, from what I can tell, let's see, is so that you could use like a, basically a level that just had, you know, like a level you dump everything in. Let's see, content browser, I need to add one. Not having one is just crazy. Like say you have a level, like most places do, that includes your basic objects that, like, your standardized, okay, here's all the modular walls, here's all the, with everything applied to it, right? So, like, here's all the grass that goes in this area. You could literally just separate it out, where you're like, here's the level for things that appear in the desert area of the game. Wait, did that not even, didn't even want to save? Okay. Is what it seems like they're doing, right? So we can literally just do this, say open, let's find VR, because we know it has some assets in it. So it's, it is friggin', that was super fast, by the way, too, holy crap. I don't know what the performance cost on this is, but friggin', say we need something, we can just do that. So if we had a whole row of things, like most of the time... Hey, how's it going, Square? We're exploring the new updates. I like this one so far, because to me it's like, okay, so we can have it where, you know, all my mega scans, whatever, are all in their level by themselves, and then to sample the right things when placing, I can just have it open on a second monitor or something. And then just come in here. Oh, I want the same light settings? Well, let's click the base light class. Are the large world tools in? I'm still exploring. Right now, we're looking at actor palette. So that basically it will load any level you want, and you can have multiple loaded. Right? Oh, it did not like that level. It really did not like that level. I wonder why. Oh, that was for a virtual height map, I think. That is funny. Let's see. This is okay. So this one's done too. So this is for when we're ready for ray tracing. That's what the purple one's for. Sorry, I have a couple projects open because of this, but I do like this. So like. To me, this makes a lot of sense to have. Yeah, did we do a crash? Like, this makes a lot of sense to have this actor, because, like, that's how I normally will place my stuff. Like, all my rocks are on one sample level, when I was building them. And now it's these things that were already existing for, like, environment designers and things like that. You can just easily make it where they don't have to load that level. They just have it open in this actor palette, and you can have 4 open. So we could literally... Oh, don't open the... Oh, god dang it, no. I didn't mean to hit that. I thought it would load this level. Not the last one loaded in that thing. Oopsie. My bad. Alright. Yeah, I have a bunch of pre-made actor palettes. Yeah, like, I've never heard it referred to as that, but that's pretty cool. Especially since, like, most of the content browser stuff happens just like that, right? Where, like, VR Editor worked well because it has some stuff, but I'm not loading my stuff with this yet. Hey, Positive, thanks for the follow. But, like, this is pretty cool. And it, honestly, it seems like you can have multiple open. So, say it's like, this is your foliage. Instead of having it where you just have a content browser with no names, and then you're like, oh, no, it's not that one I want, it's this one. Like, you could literally actually visually look at the thing. And you can also change its lighting mode, its whatever, to verify, like, hey, this is the one I want. Right? And we can just literally have multiple open at once. So, like, say this one's for my blueprints, this one's for my... That seemed to me like I'd load this on another freaking monitor. As for the open world stuff, I'm thinking some. I don't know. Let's look at it. That'd be world comp, right? I don't even know how to add world comp stuff now. I know none of the freaking water stuff made it in. I hate that they didn't announce that till the very end. I was over here trying to figure out how to... I'm over here like, okay, let's see if there's anything they left in. But for world comp settings, that would be under world, right? And then I would have to go to... Yeah, like, that's how a lot of places do, like, an asset zoo. And, like, the thing that sucks is, like, a lot, like, we'll do it with Unreal, but it's, like, it's a separate level, so you can't even, like, you can build something there and then make it a blueprint, but you can't just do, like, this, where you literally just click over. So, let's see, World Comp. Yeah, save, okay. So, save, current. Yep. Let's see. Ooh, what is this? I don't know if this is new or not. I don't use World Comp. I'm just seeing. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Hopefully it's not too far behind. No, I was just seeing if there's any new setting here as well. So World Comp, and then from there, we would do... This is cool too, by the way, sorry. This is something I've already looked at. So when you create a map, so like this map does not have a sky atmosphere or a volumetric cloud, so they're up there to create. You can create another atmospheric light, but basically it combines everything into one window. Like you don't have to go around finding your volumetric cloud. You don't have to go around. Like, it's nice little editor utility widget style thing. And then from here, don't you have to... Isn't there another thing I have to enable? I never actually used the world comp stuff. I think there's a window, right? So thank you for walking me through this. Yeah, oh, just go to levels? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. I would imagine at least some of the loading stuff that made it in. We're gonna have to make a couple levels, huh? Oh, and okay. God, we lost this damn. I keep closing the. Where is it? Content browser. What is it? This my layer. Okay. Looks like it's not in yet. Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, this looks like the old tools. They have some... Because I know the new one's supposed to be, like, you automatically... have... where it will set the level correctly and things. I remember seeing that. Assigned a layer. That makes sense, though. Like, freaking... they did... Chaos is in. It looks like it's the default thing for collision now. And then, sorry, I was reading the docs as well. Let's see. So, real-time... I want to load my project in this so that we can see what the real-time skylight capture looks like. But that will take a while. Yeah, I'm excited for Chaos. Let's see if there's any... They have full body IK. I don't have any freaking objects in here to be like, let's load. Yeah, let's go to... So that's cool. Sky atmosphere. Okay, so it looks like they improved some things about sky atmosphere. I wish they didn't freaking add a sky sphere to everything. If you're gonna give me sky atmosphere, give me sky atmosphere. Like, so, oh, I guess we can just do this, right? Do the environmental light mixer, sky atmosphere, volumetric cloud, and then just find them in here. I'm wondering what this actor won. Oh, Chaos Debug. Okay. I just had to highlight it. Chaos Debug Actor. Okay. I don't mind that. Whatever. So, volumetric cloud. I'm just going to do the simple one because that's the one we know works. Cloud. There we go. Hey, look, clouds. All right. Look at. Yeah, the full body IK looks kind of. I would want to know more about it. I think it's to use with control rig, which that in itself is supposed to be better now. I want to actually see this. I like how they freaking list. They should not have listed the water system in this if it's not going to be in here. Or, you know, till the second one. Okay. So I'm reading through this just to see if there's something I missed or something. Advanced input. Experimental, extremely. I saw they added PlayStation plugin for PlayStation controllers. Yeah, no, I know. I'm still gonna complain about it until I get preview 2. PlayStation controller. Yeah, some DualShock. That's a thing. I don't remember seeing this ever. But maybe it's been here. But I do not remember it. Oh. Who knows? I could probably just... There's also this, which I don't think is something I installed, but even though it's under installed, so it's a facial animation tool. So enhanced input. Damn, yes. We need that enhanced input. We don't need that, you know. I don't even know. I didn't even read what it actually does. How you configure input handling system supporting runtime input remapping. Ooh. And ooh, trigger rules and things like that. That is cool. Let's see if this actually, let's see what it exposes. And as we do that, freaking this one is the RT project. And it's still in DirectX 11 mode. So let's, sorry, we're multitasking today. So we need to set this to DirectX 12. And I think just restart. What I noticed too is normally, like, when you update, you get tons of, like, shaders to compile. I didn't have to compile anything. And it made me think something was broken. Alright, animation distance mapping. Yeah, so that's one of the things I want to try today. It might not perform the best on stream. I know that for a fact. Let's see. Ooh, what is asset search? Well, we're gonna enable you. That's basically how me going through the beta stuff goes. Is like, I don't know what you are, but I'm gonna enable you. Whether you work or not, I'll probably forget I enabled you. But we'll try to see. That's basically, yeah. Alright, come on. Oh god. Okay. Runs in slow mode when in viewport is in real time. Okay, so turn off real time. Mode. Oh, bake what you see. Build lighting. Crashed. No? Good? Oh my god, look at this. Building lighting for current view. Currently, negative, is that 1,000,000%? Oh man, this is getting, woo. I've never, is there even lighting to build? Like, I'm pretty sure all this stuff is real time. Okay, so that's stationary. This is static. Oh, that's cool too. So we can save what we're looking at because, you know, reasons. I wasn't sure if that made it in or not. All right, so build GPU light mass, GI samples. All right. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. So we're getting a lot more choices. On like what we're actually, there's also a thing they say to call in here. Let's see, what was the node? Light mass, r.light mass, console commands. Okay, cool. Okay, here, recommended to set. Oh, okay. Oh, so basically it would turn off the in-world baked stuff. I like the -1,000,000%. We should also actually see this working. Content browser. Oh god. Oh, save. Here. Yeah. Yes. Cool. Probably because lighting is building. Oh, that's cool. It literally just went straight to, all right, we're still building lighting. We're gonna build lighting in here now. Oh god, I'm pretty sure we completely broke it there. Okay, so full bake. Oh, look at that. That took like, what, 3 seconds? That's like not too bad. That was cool. And that's without anything on. GI samples. And we can basically just crank this up. I'll be like, I mean, it's a simple level, but yeah. That's the thing too, is like, so because this is like this, I don't know if this is what would be considered, like preview lighting, right? Like, is this production? Like, if I change this, you know? Will it now take longer, or does it not care because of these settings? Which I'm pretty sure is exactly the case. What video card do you have? I bought a used 2060 a little bit ago. So it's nothing crazy. But this is also like nothing. On completion, see, I'm gonna do. This is definitely better than what they had. So it's not like I have a beast of a card. But yeah, if you have you used the I had used the like the Luo Shang his forum tool where you don't even need an RT card. And that one's pretty fast too. Like I can do my whole scene like in my main game in like 15 minutes. I imagine with this it would be even faster. Yeah. So like if you don't have an RT card, that's definitely where I would try to use. It's kind of cool. We're losing a lot of light. And like obviously once the docs are out, we'll know more about that one. Whoa, that was like weirdly super noisy. That was weird. Captain. Oh my god, dude. This one does, yeah. The GPU light mask. Or you know what? It just requires you to be able to run RT, which ray tracing can be ran on anything that's 10, 6. I don't know. This one might require. I don't know. The docs aren't out for it, so who knows? I know the one on the forums didn't require you to have an RTX card. But I know that the was this bake what you see? That's what I'm interested in. Like, what's happening? Am I able to just look at stuff and have it be baked? Like, like I remember him talking about the fact that this would require stuff, on Discord. Corner rejection. Okay. I imagine none of this actually matters when you're using this. Indirect lighting. Like, if I double this, you know, does that change much? Oof. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the 2070. Or not 2070, the 3070. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'll probably wait for the... It looks like some different variations are coming, so... Okay, so that didn't change much. It doesn't seem... Let's see... Oh, that's cool. You now have a ray tracing debug mode. I don't remember that being in. It might have been in, you know, but I don't really pay attention to ray tracing stuff because I keep it off. This is also really quick. Very tempted to get the 20. You mean the 30? So like this is cool too. So they now have real-time capture of these. It looks terrible on this one because it's baked lighting. But if we go light source, there we go. So the skylight itself is now doing real-time stuff. Oh, you're saying get a used 2070? I mean, honestly, I saw a, like, I was seeing freaking used, you know, 2080 Ti, like, freaking for cheap. No, the 3070 is not even out. 3070 doesn't launch until the 15th. At the moment, the only thing that's been available for pre-order and ordering is the 3080. But yeah, the 3080's been insane. But I know that the what's it called? What was I gonna say? I'm trying to see if there's other settings here. Alright. Let's move on from this. So this one... Oh. Yeah, it was. And then it wasn't in your cart. If you got it, that's cool. You're like, no, it's just my cart to look at. But doing the bake lighting, though, I forgot what we were doing over here. I enabled something. So I enabled something, a plugin. So I was like, ooh, plugin. Oh, input. So they had something about input, advanced input tool. Oh, god dang it. Oh my freaking god, misclick, stop. Let's see if it comes here or somewhere else. That's the real question. Access config. So they, I don't know. We'll have to. Is this normally here? Yeah, this is here. This isn't. Wait, what the heck? How did I just change that? Oh! Oh, that's cool. So you could literally click. Was that always a thing? Because if that was always a thing, I'm pissed off. I'm gonna check. Literally, let's see. Like, I realize that's not even what we're trying to look at. Okay, good. It wasn't always a thing. That's a cool little new feature. I actually really like that. So, say I want jump to be T. I just hit this, then hit the button. Don't need to know. Yeah, that's actually really cool. But does it work with shift? So if I do... Okay, no, so we'd still have to use these. That makes sense that they're still right there. Alright, well, jump is now space and W. That's actually really nice. Because I hate... What I hate is having a gamepad and it's just like, okay, I want it to be X. So I gotta go to gamepad, you know, special or whatever it is. So it's like, okay, gamepad left. And then you gotta come in here and be like, okay, how do we... Let's check if a controller works. I have one on me. I imagine it would. But I hated doing this, so like, freaking... That is nice. Like, jump over somewhere. How's it going, Lucid? Alright. The gamepad's connected. Let's hit A. Look at that. No need to remember these anymore. And then if you have like a alternate controller type, you can just use this. Nice. I mean, it's basically about being lazy, but that's a lot easier to map. So freaking we could literally just, in 5 seconds, map a couple things. You know, rather than, okay, we need this, this, this. That's cool. Okay. But there should be some more settings. So let's look up what the actual input thing said. I'm gonna make a video literally just about being able to hit that button. look at God. Then no one will find it as exciting as me. All right. So, did it say anything else about the? So it said real-time handling of some of this stuff. So let's just make a blueprint. Or you know what? Let's just go in here. So is it on here? No, but it's probably on. So that let's look up action. I'd imagine it's something to do with action mapping. And let's see. Action mapping. What is event action mapping? No. The break enhanced action key vamping. Enhanced. Okay. So how would we, like, to me, that means it has to work on an action map. Well, this is an input access. So let's do jump, right? On event, jump, it should be action event, this. So there should be something to do with this key. Right, so we should be able to, how would we change this beforehand, though? I get set action mapping might be a thing. So okay, so we could have it where we say press a button, maybe, and then name it, you know, jump, whatever. But we do, like, we listen for something like that. I don't know. Let's get... Hey, Divine, how's it going? Right now, we are checking out some of the new tools. I just tried out... You just missed it. We just tried out the... Here, we'll open it again. We just did the new RTX light build thing. I'm going to make you jealous just because I know you've been doing production lighting. Because you're insane. But right now we're looking at this new advanced action mapping thing and just seeing what kind of things are exposed. I kind of imagine it might be something that I might need more than blueprints for. Just because that's how a lot of things work. But I guess we would just get like any key. Right? And then hit that key. And then set that struct. That to me makes sense. No, I know you've been using that light mask, but now there's built-in guy right here, where we can just go, okay, build GPU light mask, build lighting, and then just be done. This is actually going slower because I changed some settings. I think these world settings did affect it. Because the only setting I changed was light bounces here. It's actually pretty nice. It's, but obviously it's for the newer stuff. And then they have a preview bake thing. But it seems broken or it hates me. Because we can actually save at any time too. So we don't have to go through with the full light build. Oh, this is so broken. I forgot I changed the state of these guys. They're no longer, yeah. It's because it's not getting any skylight bounces. Because I wanted to try that real time skylight system. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like that you can just save it, so say you're only trying to do for one thing. But we can do this, where we just bake what we see, and then we get this negative number. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the progressive baking. It also mentioned something about real time. I don't know. Anyways, we'll look more at that in a little bit. Right now, I'm interested in this. So if I hit literally any key, right, we will call this jump. I feel like this is a thing that's already, let's see, enhance. Yeah, there's this new enhanced input system to be able to change input at runtime. Oh, there we go. So we can do a, okay, as mapping content text. Let's see what all of it is. Mapping. Add to mapping context. Okay, what is a mapping context? Let's make one of those. So add. Yeah, you can basically, it's a system to remap keys. There we go. Input action. Oh, that is cool. So now they're their own separate, yeah, like a key binding in game. You can set them to something new. So like right here, new input action. Also, there's this freaking. I'm sorry, but this is the most. Oh, friends, are you here? Can you hear me? Ah! I saw my screen die, but that just normally happens, so I ignored it. I'm not sure where it died for you, but I had figured some stuff out. Oh God! Ugh! How dare you? Freaking OBS decided, hey, you died. We're gonna give you the light theme. Why? How dare you? But anyway, so it looks like they're basically now exposing a lot of the like under the hood stuff that would happen, which is we can set the type of the value that this will be. So if we wanted to remap our, thank you. If we want to remap our analog sticks, we could actually do that with this. But we can also just use it as a button where it's on or off. Right? So this is the actual input action. And I wonder how this affects this. So this, my brain's going all over the place. So if we, I think this is, this to me seems like it should be separate completely from this. But basically, here, you just set up what type of button it should be, not the button itself. That's what you're going to handle. So this is new input action. We're going to name this to be just the jump button. Right? Jump button. And then new input mapping context. This is what actually sets like this you technically shouldn't override, but you can. This we just want. Oh, why won't you load in there? Okay, yeah, jump button right there. So the mappings, we basically gonna tell it, hey, I wish they would implement default gamepad. Yeah, I mean, that's just a legacy thing, because even Fortnite has issues with that. Where freaking, I mean, technically it does have that. You already have that with widgets, if you use the navigation system. It's just you have to, with controllers, you have to feed into that. So, like, you can use the built-in navigation system, which is right here. It's just you then have to like explicitly like you have to set it every time to be like, hey, go here, go here, go here. It looks like they expanded this because I don't remember custom boundary being a thing. But if you have all this stuff, you can then set in here where you just need to. They actually did a Cell Plays did a stream on it. For Unreal. Where basically you would then just get the keys and then just map those keys over and you could use both. So we could have in here, this is where we're gonna do our mapping. Enhanced action key mapping as a variable. No, not action key mapping, context. So context. Object reference. We then go to that one. And then we basically can use this now. This is just a soft reference. It looks like a little data table. And then just set something inside of it, right? How would we get it? Let's get, what variables do you got? Get the mappings. Okay, so this actually is super easy to implement. Like we could literally do it here, and then for each whatever set mappings. No, we can't set it? Okay. So how would I... That's the issue right there. So we could have default mappings here, but how do I add to this? That's what, when they say real time to me, that's what I see, right? Is like, let me hit a button and let the player pick whatever button they want that to be. Let's see. So this is mapping context. This is just the actual button. Let's do... Oh, and I guess we could add those modifiers we would want on pressed and on released. That... Oh, that is so cool. Now just how to set those. So... set... I mean, I guess we could just get the, oh no, make mapping Basically, what I'm trying to do in my head will make sense. So mapping context. So add a mapping context. We did that. We did mapping. Also, if there's anything you guys want to look over that's in the notes or anything like that, let me know so we can clear it. Request rebuild. Okay, cool. Text. Query. Oh, okay, so you could be like, hey, these are the same ones. Maybe. Yeah. That's what it seems like. We wouldn't even need action key mapping. Like, to me, this is the one thing that needs to be overwritten somehow. So enable, and then make, let's just do this, make context. No? Okay. Oh, we would just get this, right? So we would get, let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. I know we can get the primary mapping. Oh, here we go. So to map a new key. There we go. All right, that's actually pretty cool. So in our, basically in our UI, we would say, hey, this is jump button. Let's map a new key when the person presses this. Then set it to any key that's pressed. So when any key is pressed and our widget is open on to accept that, whatever. We would then just set that key. What is this doing? Okay, look at that. And it does its triggers, everything. Okay. Okay. I'm already... This actually seems super easy to make a system for. Yeah. I think you could replace anything. And then you just... I guess from there you would just set... mapping context, set a key of action to the player. Higher priority will be handled first. Okay. Cool. And then you can do even just different priority based on stuff. Get action jump. That's the question then. So when something is on, so like if I wanted to do jump whatever that I have now, right? Jump. Okay. Oh, nice. Look at that. So it shows up like this. So now we get in a better... Ooh, look at all those options. Ooh, I love it. So now instead of input action, we're going to use enhanced input action. So we would have to replace our action events in things, but in doing so, we'd be able to get things like this, which enables us to have hold time, you know, make it where someone has to, you know, tap something super fast. You would literally just do this. You'd be like, okay, we're going to do, you know, tap. You know, you can make all sorts of things super fast with this. I actually really like this. This is such a nice, so like those modifiers on it. I was wondering how you would access it. It's right here, right? So the modifiers themselves, don't get exposed here, but the fact that there's more than one of these, I'm gonna say we can build these. So this is a, and this is a blueprint. Jump button, trigger. So this is, I'm gonna look for them. Let's see. So like this is just modifying it before we even get to it. That's kind of, I wish we could change. I mean, I guess we can change them in the third person stuff. So it's not gonna be under input because that's where everything else is. But maybe I'll put in here. I actually really like this. I'm honestly excited for this. Yeah. This is sorry, I missed that. Everything we looked at today is stuff that shipped with the preview. Oh yeah, Divine, you might like this. Hold on. So they now have this, which is, they have an environmental light mixer. I forgot if I showed you this. Which basically combines all your lights and things into one thing, or at least the environment lighting. So the main stuff, the clouds, the whatever, into one little area. But then they also have this window as well, so you can enable actor palette plugin, and with this you can just open, say you have all your assets on one level, like a lot of content browsers do. Well, you can just load into that level. Not content browsers, no, like a lot of content packs have, and say, okay, instead of just looking at your content browser, you can now be here and go, okay, no, I want to add this triangle thing. I want to add this brick, and add specifically the stuff you want, rather than going, okay, what's the name? Like say you're working with some modular content, or let's say you're working with Megascans, which have the most ridiculous names ever, like RJH74989. Like, how am I supposed to remember which one I like? You know what is good though? Looking at freaking the asset level and just going, okay, we're gonna go to the grass right now and just assign the grass, right? That way you can literally just, and all I'm doing is left click, bam, right? That's all that I'm doing. It's that easy. That's freaking amazing. and it seems to run pretty well. Especially like an asset, like I imagine it's using a lot of memory and things like that, because this is doing a render target inside the thing. This is basically just loading a separate. Let's break. We're gonna break it. Let's do it. Oh, they're smart. They disabled these. And it's not real time. But yeah, to me, this really excites me because I have tons of freaking assets, and I don't remember the names of them. I'm bad at naming things. I probably have like 8 rocks in my project called Building Rock. A. Building Rock Square. Rock. I had Rocky McRockerson at some point. I remember that. Like, I really like this actually, because this could be actually really nice. So say you want to have it where you have some presets. You can save your presets to be, you know, their own mapping context in this. And then what you do is you then say, okay, here's preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, whatever, where before that would be a pain in the butt to handle every single key. It's insane. And the fact that they handle blocking and different things like that for you is nice. And then I don't know, I really like this system. This system seems like something I'll probably do myself, so that I can enable some things. And like for usability, accessibility reasons, this is awesome. Because it's one of those things where it's like if you have a non-name brand controller, or a controller that, you know, oh, your bottom is inputting in, like there are third-party controllers that do not, you know, do the bottom, left, up, down like it's supposed to. Whereas like you could fix that, or if you're using like the Microsoft accessibility thing, controller, not thing, like granted that the Xbox itself has some amazing remapping tools where you can actually like remap them on the system level. Now granted, I imagine this helps extraordinarily with that, because you can actually remap the buttons correctly based on the system remapping. So instead of, you know, it's saying hit A, when really they're hitting a button that's not labeled on some random controller or device, you could actually kind of get some context there, which is really cool. I really like that this is something that they've added. And it helps, especially when you're dealing with multiple controllers, control types, freaking, whether or not it can rumble, whether or not, like, you could set so many cool stuff up based on what it looks like. Okay, so I'm done for that for now. That does seem really fun to play with. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, if I set the skylight, hold on. I was just thinking to myself. So freaking day-night cycles, super freaking easy now. You know what the #1 thing against day-night cycles were? Were freaking skylight updates. Because what happens is when your sky gets all the way over here, freaking your skylight wouldn't be updating. So everything would be bright. Hey, shh. And now you can literally just, okay, it's updated. That's pretty cool. I don't know the cost of it yet. We gotta, I think we could actually just kind of see, Let's just do stat FPX. We might be able to see a drop. All right. Yeah, we're not going to see a drop. It's running at the max. Let's do, what is it? T.max FPS 30 billion. All right, so it looks like it's averaging 190, 187. You know, high 180s. That's also, this is obviously a blank level. There's nothing on here. So it being able to run doesn't say anything about other levels being able to run. Yeah, I think I'd have to run an actual performance. Captain, Jesus Christ. This dog, he's insane. All right, let's see though. So one thing I want to check out is they have, if you don't know, they have the real-time GI screen space stuff that's been in the engine for a couple versions now. I want to see if they've updated. Captain, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Hey, yo. I know you hear me. Oh, I'm pretty sure this needed to be enabled for RTX too. For that real-time stuff. It said to enable it. Ooh. Let's see though. Okay, so the screen space. Okay. Did any new settings get set here? I imagine not since it's preview 1, but also these are the grossest light type ever. Hi buddy. Hi. Oh my god, you need so much attention. Jesus Christ. What? Hi. Hello. Okay, Captain. He is such a baby. Hey, you. Oh, you. I wonder if this actually got updated. So this actually, they've had this in? But before it wasn't really doing anything. Ooh, what is this? Hey, we got stuff. I don't remember this being a thing before. Oh, this is cool. Okay. So, you can now say, okay, so this is just streaming of them. Whether to disregard, okay. I thought this was more than this. I thought it was going to be, like, a different setting, like what the max thing is, but that is done in the mesh level. But this is kind of cool, so you can set to stream your skeletal meshes LODs or not. I imagine that helps with mobile and things like that. I just love that they're adding this more in general in places. The ability to be like, hey, when you're on mobile, you know, you can't stream whatever. You know, like the more settings like that they give us, the better. Because then we literally could just build for more than one engine. Support movable spotlights. Okay, this is on mobile. I hate that it's right there. Ooh, what is this? This is new. Post-process calibration materials. Okay, so visualize. This could be cool because I have a post-process volume that tells me like whether or not something's rough or not. I wonder if I could use that for this. Calibrate. Show me engine content. You know what I mean? So like the thing that has my PBR validation, instead of having it on my main post-process or spawning in something, just have something like this. I think that to me is what that seems like, but who knows, honestly, with Unreal. All right, so use background streaming. Anything here change? Probably not. Nope, everyone else is having a good day and all that. Friggin', I know we're doing something different today, which is just exploring to see if anything happened places. Which obviously is not what we normally do. I mean, it basically is. We kind of just explore, but we explore my own content generally. I think the gameplay tags would surprise the heck out of me. Or has anyone read the list of new features and I miss anything large? I kind of just skimmed it. Okay. So one thing I want to do, have they changed anything in the asset registry or asset manager? Because that could have an effect on my project. Other than that, nothing else can really do much. All right, let's see. Resample stream caching. Oh, here we go. Here's that advanced input. Okay, so we could... Okay, so like these dead zone changes, we have to change here on a actual project scale, it seems like. Okay. Should this trigger fire only once or fire every frame? Once a hold time threshold. Okay. That's a little... I would imagine you might want something different, but... like maybe one button, you know, or two. It's kind of interesting though. So you could like lower some of these things down, but I'd imagine these are based on like seconds. Is there anything else over here? Okay. I think that's it for project settings. Let's look in. I got other settings. Jesus Christ, that whole full... Oh yeah, I gotta restart. We'll restart then see. I kind of feel like upgrading my project to this already. But I'm also known for crashing things. So maybe I'll wait till preview 2. Nope. I'm off to Epic to find my water system. They promised me. They teased me. They said, oh my god, this thing's still low. What did we enable? I don't remember what we enabled in that project. You know, they did like the ultimate tease, right? So they released the preview today after doing a 2.5-hour stream on the new water system, which just isn't in the build. Now, granted, you could get it. It's easy to download the Git and all that. I try not to because it takes up space that I don't have. And then I also break it a lot of times. Like last time I downloaded the Git build, it worked the first day. The day after that, it did not. Did I change anything? No. Did I just exist and it hated me? Yes. Yeah, they said preview 2. It's all good. That's 2 weeks from now. Still. All I know is there's going to be tons of people looking for that cloud tool. The Asher's cloud tool. But, like, that was his own, like, cloud painting tool. And not necessarily one that's coming to the engine. So they got people really, really excited for that. And that's not confirmed to be coming, you know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm just being, you know, not optimistic. What the heck? I'm stuck at 39%. By the way, anyone see Amazon announce their own cloud service? For games and stuff now? I thought he said it was coming. No, the cloud system's coming in 426. As in, volumetric clouds are coming, which they are. We've already added them. But that's where you gotta always be careful, because it's happened with like Ryan Brooks too, where he's shown you. Do you have a wait for which thing? For well, but I'm just saying in general, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't know, because it was his own thing that he had been working on, but I don't know if it will be shipped. Hopefully it will. That'd be cool. But they never announced it fully for. But it's like, that's kind of, it happens with like Ryan Brooks or any other tech artist that comes on sometimes, where it's just like, oh, here's this new thing that I made. Like, we're not gonna see Ryan Brooks's, you know, like his old water level that he had a while ago, unless he releases it, and that's what he did with like his GDC pack. That, you know, was the only volumetrics you kind of had in the engine for a while. Where it's like, this might be a tool. You just signed up for early access? Oh, nice. To me, it seems more like a... It doesn't seem to be trying to take on, like, Xbox Game Pass just yet. Like, Xbox, I think, it's on its own new level. Like, it knows where it's trying to fit in. Unlike Stadia, where Stadia tried to be like, hey, we're the best, coming out with 2 games, and that's it, and we're gonna give up on it. Where Amazon kind of seems like, okay, we're gonna launch this limited service. So far, we have partnership with this. You know what I mean? Like, to me, the attitude of the launches are different. Like, to me, I personally, hopefully it's not just Amazon and Google making games in the future. I'm super excited for that water tool, though, because in my main project, obviously, I have the rivers that are part of the level. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, to me, it reminds me more of, like, Apple's system. Where it's like, hey, here are these games, and I think they're, like, you get them free or whatever. I don't know, I didn't look into it too much. Or at least there's some sort of things like that, rather than Google's, where it's like, hey, here's this unproven thing. We're gonna launch 5 games. And like, I think Amazon, it helps that they have some game studios. I know Google launched some, but Amazon's at least been here for a couple more years. But we'll see. In the end, I think it will be weird if they, and like, they kind of have something they can offer to developers, which is like, hey, put your thing on here, and we'll give you a discounted, you know, AWS rate for your game. And in fact, the people that play on our servers will have priority and be faster, you know, whatever it is, you know, like, if they're doing it through the service. And I think that's where, like, that's what I've always liked about, like, Game Pass. I think Microsoft did it pretty right, where they're handling their cloud service through that, where it's like, no matter what, you have all these games that are already launched and you can play them anywhere. Amazon, it seems, though, announced they were going to launch on iOS, but like through the web browser, so not as an app. So I can kind of see that getting blocked by Apple, because right now they're trying to do this whole, you're not allowed to be a web or a game stream service unless you list every single one of the games in the iOS store, so that they could be bought on the store. Which to me is ridiculous. So we'll see if their little workaround works. I can see them. Yeah, like I can see Apple just being like, what? No, no, thank you. I want to see a friggin'. That's cool. So you can do live link through the control rig. So the control rig's nice in the way that you can put basically like FK and IK on your skeleton in the control rig and then record that information. And I didn't know there was a. Maybe it's a new thing. I don't know. There's literally 50 new plugins. I'm not gonna know whether or not something's new or not. But I'm just going through these again while we wait for stuff. Wait. Look up Livelink XR. Okay. What is that? Yeah, that just brings me to iPhone XR things. Wonder if it's in yet. I know they added this. Oh, XR visualization, and then there's now the Rig Logic plugin, whatever, three lateral for face animation. I mean, I imagine it's under here. I mean, honestly, I'm waiting for the day where they tell me I can just plug in my Android. And record rather than needing anything. Like freaking, like the Pixel and things like that have like depth sensors and all these other things nowadays. Okay, so Insight now has this, which I don't think it had before. You can enable different filters and different things as a plugin. Mesh painting, yeah. I thought that said the DLSS for a second. I was gonna be like, wait, NVIDIA added the. No, that's a different thing. We're gonna enable that just so it's easier to add stuff later. What is warp utilities? The only stuff I noticed is they added a lot of the stuff for. Alright, hold on one second. Oh, I had something like stuck in the back of my throat. They added a lot of stuff for like virtual production. It seemed like they added a couple. Here, this might be what you're looking for. There it is. It's just the live link for XR devices. Okay, so we could use. To me, that sounds like we could use live link with. Okay, so yeah, because I think Matt Workman or he might have been. It might have been that I was looking at, but no. So basically, we could use our VR tracking stuff for it now. Is that what it's saying? Or maybe it could. I don't know. That's one we'll have to. We'll just. Yeah. Stage monitor. Overall, they have. They have a lot of virtual production stuff that's really cool. Oh, that's cool. Like I haven't looked at like this type of stuff because obviously it's not what I do anymore. I love the virtual camera stuff. Like I would love to do that for like a sequencer event where you can take your, you know, the iPad, whatever, and do the virtual camera, or just do virtual camera the opposite way where you're recording some green screen stuff. But for me, I think it would be better just to get the camera data. Yeah, I don't know if they added any new like VR stuff too. How many? Let's see. We can actually compare. Or I don't have the project. The take recorder. Yeah. Like I don't know if they added any new stuff here because I haven't been in virtual reality in this side of things yet. Okay, so this is where we found. These are the things I'm interested in actually learning more about. Is the full body IK? Yeah, I saw the went out with those things. Hey, stabbing. Datasmith runtime. That's something I just saw. I did not notice before. I wish we could just sort by beta. Can we do that? Like, show me the ones. So this is the simulation. If you want simulation in Niagara, you have to enable this. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually, it looked like that was already in. So there's hand interaction, hand tracking, eye tracker. So eye tracker's already in, yeah. Yeah, it can't. The beta is out today. So I did this, and then I realized, okay, this is for external applications, not inside. What were we just in though? I'm trying to go back. I don't remember what it was. With the like what's that? Support for the okay. Customizable sequencer tracks. Library that provides a blueprintable track type that can be added to. Huh. I mean, we'll just enable that. Anything cool? Yeah. The really cool stuff's not in here yet. Like, let's see. Let's go to their, what is it? Trello roadmap. So, like, the water system's not in yet. The, like, new level, not level, Chaos is in. They have... Honestly, I'm excited to see how DirectX 12 works better. Now that they've shipped it with Fortnite, which I think it's still marked beta. But I know for a fact, like, ray tracing just came in. So, like, you gotta have DirectX 12 working better for that. And I always had DirectX 12 crashes. So, like, hopefully they... Whatever this is, color correct region seems like an interesting little thing. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The new the new open world stuff's not in yet. Volumetric clouds is in. It's now freaking get rid of this. And then they have this new environmental light mixer, which you can use to size and limits. Vulcan's a thing, man. Good. I actually really like this to just edit all these things, because I normally am going back and forth through all this. Whoa. Well, that's not it. No, this is it. What did we do? Ruh-roh. This time we broke it. Oh, no, there we go. Woo. That's weird. Like some auto exposure thing there. I imagine. Even these have less, I know the one in dev rendering had more settings, so I imagine this isn't the full thing here either. Cloud tracing. Because the one in dev rendering, you could make, like, simple clouds. They tried to add it to Linux, but it got refused. Oh, they did? That's interesting. Well, I know there's Vulkan support, and the Vulkan support for has gotten better. Boop, boop. Does this affect this cloud at all? Like, I'm not... Okay. Oh, we should probably look in here. Hold on. They added like button remapping, and it actually works really cool. We already figured it out. Where you can actually, like in runtime, change what your action mappings are. And I mean, I imagine all mappings, not just action mappings, because we can actually change the type of data that's getting sent. They had friggin' 3D vector available, like, but I'm interested in the full body IK. There's some, what was I looking for? Let's go here. Sorry, my mic's right in front of this part of my window, my monitor, so I'm like having to lean over. But I was thinking, not volumetrics. This is where the clouds probably are. Sky prototype. Let's load it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh god, it's all black again. Yeah, so these weren't working earlier for me. These prototype. And they seem to still not be working. So nothing's really changed. Oh, billowy, it looks like it's broken. Whatever's on billowy. Overcast layer. Oh yeah, by the way, so this has the world. For anyone that hasn't looked in the volumetrics program, this has been in the editor for a little bit. This actually has a full-blown world that's generated. Ooh. We got some weirdness out. Is this like lightning strikes or like what's supposed to be happening there? That thing's broken. I imagine that's this layer soft. No, layer wispy. Overcast. Okay, so it's none of those. That's interesting. I wonder what they added that made the hunt go insane. Because the last time I was in it, by the way, if you want some nice water, hey, look at that. It's been in the engine. It just seems like the... Oh. So it seems like the cloud blueprints from here don't work. The water I've been using is freaking from the volumetrics. It's coming, like, that's why I was like the thin layer water that's coming is already in the engine. It's just the system itself isn't in the engine. I've been having to explain that to like everyone. Like, here it is. Here's the water that is in. Oh, look at that. They broke something. I wonder why it's not in this version. Probably because they broke it. Or it's one of these are broken. Nope, the whole entire... Okay, look at that. So we're not upgrading to the water yet. The water's broken in this version. That's why it's not in preview. Oh. Now I get it. That's all you gotta say. We broke some stuff. So it's not in. Calm down. Well, that material's broken. This dude's over here. That is cool. Like, to me, this is like this is what I've always envisioned for VR, is like a freaking something like this, where like you don't really need buttons. You just freaking like put an input to my fingers moving, right? It's a little weird that you gotta wear gloves, but it makes sense because the Kinect would like lose signal or things like that. Like, unless you had some really good tracking. Like, this is probably the best for granular tracking. Just needs weight and resistance. Yeah, and like that, I mean, with the glove, you could tighten it or something like that to change things. But to me, it's like, in VR, it's like, well, I don't need to press a button to activate something. Let me just grab it. You know what I mean? With my actual hand. Alright, anyways. Let's close Twitter. Uncrash this for a second. Alright, so I was trying to get different freaking cloud. Oh. Closed it. I mean, just ask Elon, you know? Get a little... Get some... Ooh, what is... You can now search... What am I searching? Search all the things. This is my kind of window. So I had enabled search and I didn't know what it was. But I guess it's this. I closed one of the tabs. Place actors, right? Yeah. So under visual effects, cloud. And finalize cloud. Let's just click on some of these. Let's see how broken they are. Cloud. Because it would be great to be able to have this. But I'm pretty sure, yeah. So all of those clouds are broken. We're upping this crash limit a bit today. Oops. Ooh. I know there's the new... What was it? Let's see. Let's go to the docs. Or no, not the docs, but the... Hello? Where are you, bud? There we go. So in here... Quartz. Where is this? Let's see, barrier. We tried that. Parameter modulation. What is this for? Okay, that's sound stuff. Replace sound class and sound mix sets to expensive power. Okay. Alright, so that's all sound stuff. I know this is coming. Oh, this is enabled by default now. Okay. So this had been an optional feature before. Because you don't really need it on everything. But that's cool. Wait. So that's done. We've already seen that. That's not in. This isn't in. What is DMX? That's for sensor stuff. Okay. Okay. Other than that, I think we covered most of the things I want to cover. I like this, so we can actually... Oh, I might open lava in here just to see what this kind of looks like, because then we could see some better features like AO and everything. All right, sounds good. See you in a little bit. Also, Alright, all B. What the hell does BBL? I'm gonna get it. I'll be back. I'll be back later. Damn it. I wanted it to be funner. Okay, this might have more stuff on here. So, efficiently implementation. Okay, that will blend LED walls. Okay. Oh, so yeah, we don't need that. I actually remember them talking about that on some stuff. Okay. Refactoring tool. So this, let's see. It says it's done. Let's see what refactoring tools they have in here. Also, did we miss anything else in editor preferences? We looked through the other one, but not in here. Oh, this is cool. So you can actually set some of these things. I didn't know that. Enter palette settings. And I always like to look in here, and it might be a little weird, but the reason why is because they sometimes will ship something, but it's not done yet, so they're not, they're still writing the docs. So you might not notice, like, oh, freaking they have it, like, that's how the freaking screen space GI got shipped. It was just in there. Okay. This is all the same stuff. I'm just reading it to be sure. And like somehow, like sometimes random things will be in here. Okay. No, I think we're good. Let's go. So, saying it has some blueprint merging stuff, so let's add some blueprints. Anything change here? It looks like no. Just immediately, like first thought. Let's do some changes. Oh, nice. I have not played that either. I have it. I think it's on Game Pass, but I know for a fact my brother-in-law has it like on Xbox, the complete edition, and I just haven't played it. All right, let's just make a random, print whatever to have a conflict in here. Okay. Oh yeah, we never looked at this. Never looked at if this actually. You want to open an index? Yeah, let's index some stuff. Oh God. Okay. I break. Okay, that's kind of so it doesn't index by automatically. I wonder if once this index is. Oh God, dang it. Did not want to do that. Okay, cool. So it does not want to index things yet. Let's do it again with nothing open. Ready. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's a definite can't do that yet. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, we hit it, but like it could be from a different thing, so I have to test it again. So let's see. Let's go. So we're not gonna search anymore, obviously. I'm gonna double check that there's nothing else here. All right. Anyways, so blueprint, class, duplicate. All right. So where's this? Ooh, was this always here? I'm pretty sure this one was always here, right? Yeah, blueprint diff, I'm pretty sure was already in. But what is it that they're talking about then? I'm double checking what the heck they said. So they specifically said. Also, I'm gonna learn about this non-linear animation. All right. So what's web control? Remote control. Ooh, that's cool. Landscape improvements. Oh yeah, that's something I enabled, right? Was the virtual height field samples landscape. Hello? I don't want to click it. I'm just gonna sit here. You got this, Unreal. I believe in you. Oh, look at that. That's humongous. All right. Oh wow, we're not even close to this. So I believe this is more on the their end of things. Ooh, this is a change. Render to the main pass if no associated. Yeah. So this used to say basically, do you want render from virtual texture or main pass? Or now it's just a little more specific to say render to the main pass from the virtual texture. So that's cool. So here's the world height that is getting oh yeah, this is a new thing too. So they talked about that there's gonna be like real-time updating, right? So enables continuous update virtual texture pages. This round robin updates already map pages and can help fix pages that are mapped before dependent textures are fully streamed in. Okay. That might not be what I was thinking about. In fact, I know it isn't, but it seems to help. That's cool. Let's see how this is made. So the shading is just a standard, same thing. So let's go material landscape. It looks like it's just a default. Look, man, I'm gonna teach Epic, okay? Instead, you know for a fact you're only setting 2 of these. I'm not sure why we're setting metallic to the vertex normal. I mean, I guess it works. It looks pretty cool. But like, that's what you guys made this for. Set material attributes. Bam, bam. Look at that. Yes, I'm telling them how to do their job. Because I hate seeing this node that is so damn large. And then we do the same thing down here if we wanted. And then we can even, the best part about it is that makes it more understandable. Because then, and the only way to fix this is if you let me hide all this. So we're doing all the way to normal. This is me being lazy. All right, so I think that's why so many people hate that node. It's so large. Look at that, same exact freaking thing. So it seems to be feeding world height and here, but we're not actually sampling that here. So that doesn't seem like it's like a huge deal. Like in here, it's not, at least is what I'm trying to say. So is there more to this? I mean, I know it made it where it's streaming this in rather than like all loaded, I think. Is what's supposed to be happening. What the heck is happening with the freaking skylight? Jesus. Okay. RBT height. That's on correctly. I wonder if this will correct the fact that these things don't like to... Okay, so here we go. This is what we're looking for. So the height field... Oh my god, yes. I'm in search for followers. But not once, that's spam. Oh my god, dude. Okay, so... Twitch. So they added a new button right here. Or at least a button I've never seen. The mod button... should not be next to the timeout button. And the ban button. I don't know why, like, they didn't think about this, but that's very easy to misclick. Like, just put it right here. Like, then again, like, freaking Twitch, they also need to add a freaking follow button in here. Like, I don't want no friends. People try to add me as a friend. I don't want no friends. Just add me on the damn... Anyways, Jesus, okay. That's what's about to happen. Hey, Middle, how's it going? Okay, so this is the height... This is how the height field thing works. So let's see. Okay. So what is it all doing? This is the virtual height field, is what I'm trying to spit out. So this min-max. That's interesting. That's super low resolution. So it's using the height field. Like, it's not something I understand at all. Build levels. Okay. I just want to see if there's anything fun in here. Like, so that itself is not the landscape. Okay. There's some pretty fun stuff. It seems like it's a nice update. I'm waiting to see what, like, what if I just do this? I'm about to break it? Probably. Like, I wish the water system was in. It seems like it's not. Or I know for a fact it's not. Cascade to Niagara. I did not see a plugin for that. But I did not look. I'm gonna say yes. Yes, it did. I didn't know that was launching with this. I knew they were working on a tool. But there you go. They added like 50 plus plugins, so we've been looking. But it's one of those things where it's like I focus on the main things. Yeah. They added a couple nice things that I didn't, like, I haven't been paying. I looked at the Trello a couple times. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Because I imagine for most things it will work. Or be where you gotta convert just a couple little things. Because Cascade was pretty locked down in how it worked, you know what I mean? But I imagine some like the variable stuff and different things you might break. But yeah, they added a couple cool things. So they have a new environmental light mixer where you can basically set up all your lights and stuff under one thing. Like it's an editor utility widget, it looks like. That is nice. You can set everything up in here. We can do the little clouds. Cloud. right? And everything you can do. I like this. They have a new actor palette you can enable. I'm gonna go over what we've looked at so far. So basically you can load, this project doesn't have anything, so I'm gonna load the VR basic. You can load up like a separate map in another window. So say your asset, you know, dump map. Oh, look at that. It's all pixelated. It's because we took it out of the thing, or but like to build, say you have all your modular pieces in your map, you can just now do this. Have it where you just load that up. Yeah, to me, I was like, this is nice. Because, like, I forget what things are named. Freaking, you know, all sorts of stuff. Whereas, like, at this point, things are named so terribly, but I have a lot of freaking just asset stuff dumped everywhere. What's some other good ones? We tried search, it's broken. I was just trying to, I was looking at the virtual height map stuff, if there was any, like, crazy settings to set it up. It looks like no. But what was it? The world comp stuff's not in yet. The water stuff's not in yet. There's some plugins we haven't looked at, like some facial animation stuff, some XR stuff. I did the GPU light map. Not in this one because it's not enabled, but I have another one that has RTX on. So we tried a couple builds with that. It's kind of nice. The settings, I can't wait for the docs so that I know what the settings do and things like that. Definitely fast. What were some other things? Oh yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things that I found so far, that I didn't know was coming, was they have a new input system called an enhanced input, where you can basically, let's go to our, you can basically, so like, this is my new action. Instead of having like input action, whatever, set in inputs, we can do like this, where this is my jump button, right? We can set up what hitting the jump button will do, and then we basically make an array of our inputs, and we can basically set defaults for everything, if we want to, or we can go into a blueprint, which I think this one had it, one of them had it, and do it in game. So like, it's pretty easy because you just access it and tell it, hey, this is the new button under jump button that we're gonna add, and you can either add a button, subtract a button, you know, whatever. But they added this usability feature too, so instead of having to search through this to find what you need, you can just hit this button now and be like, okay, jump is now P. Jump is now, and it works across gamepads and things like that. They added some PlayStation controller support for DualSense or DualShock, whatever. So that's cool. We've been doing this for 2 hours now. There's a lot of cool little improvements. I can't wait for the big systems to be in place, because I was really looking forward to the landscape updates, and like, I don't use world comp, so I don't care about that one too much. But like, it looks like a nice update, and so far it's pretty stable, even though I've crashed like 10 times because I'm trying to use stuff that's not in yet. And it feels smoother than some of the past updates. God dang it! Right. Zoom me in, please. So like, overall, it just, hey, look, it's already mapped. Our jump button is W. And it's actually cool because it has built-in system for detecting if there is some, like, you can, where was it? Was it in this level? I want to find it, because we did do a little blueprint system, like, example. Oh, it was in this guy, right? Yeah, so basically you can, it expose it, like for this to be exposed to Blueprint, I think it's really good. Basically you can have it where it tells you if there's a blocking issue existing with a key already put there. It also added built-in modifiers to buttons, so you can get like key down, key released, can trigger things, but then you can also do like, okay, like scale what it means to have this down, smooth this out, do whatever, you know, base the input based on world position. But there's also now like so like tapping and holding by default, which to me it's been how that wasn't in the engine already. I know some of it was, it just wasn't exposed this easily. Where it's like, okay, yeah, let's get hold and release, and then we'll get the time that it was held. And now you have this, instead of just pressed and released, you now have it was triggered, it was completed. Like, and we'll have to figure out when this actually fires, because I imagine that's based off these guys. These action mappings are not intended to be automatically overridden by higher priority. Okay. And you can set priority for things as well. So it seems interesting. I'm excited for it. Let's see. Cloud stuff looks good. It doesn't have everything I've seen from a cloud system in it yet. What is that specifically? Yeah, like for me, this is gonna be like, I feel like this will lead more games to be able to have remappable buttons in game, especially for indies and things like that, which is great because that's a pain in the butt for the most part. Chaos is now default for physics. So that's nice. I can't tell you what the performance or anything like that, because obviously we're just in a random thing. So by default, it has its fracture tools. I'm not sure where the other like chaos stuff or how to, like, I'm not someone that used chaos in the, like, I used it once and then the next day the build was broken, so I haven't used it since then. So I don't know what like the steps are to create a thing. Like, this just is like the normal fracture tool, it looks like, that used to be in. Like maybe there's some stuff under here I'm missing. Oh yeah, there's like a color correct region thing. That's interesting. I wanna. It's for filming. Let's see though. Let's go. What was it looking up? Oh yeah. Is there any chaos thing? No. Okay. Like, how do I use all these things? But I think we've gone over most of this stuff now. Okay. I'm surprised this isn't by default yet. And just fix the things on it. Okay. Let's see though. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be like is this new? I don't remember that being a thing, but okay. Oh, that's what we were looking at. Is there's supposed to be a blueprint tool, like merge tool or something? Blueprint. What was it? That's what I was looking for. To see specifically. I'm looking forward to. So apparently the mobile now has a deferred renderer, or it uses the deferred renderer rather than the other. Oh, and they bumped the desktop rendering for Metal and Vulkan from experimental to beta. So that tells me those are almost ready. Maybe the next version. Or that's just a... Like, I don't know if they're good. Like, to me, it's like, are they gonna ship a 427? Before, let's see, where was it? Sorry, I'm over here. Double checking stuff. See if we had missed it. Like if it was listed here, but not. Okay, so blueprint refactoring tools made it easier to update and move logic between blueprints. So let's open this so I can compare. I wonder if that's not necessarily... Oh, edit shared defaults. Was that always a thing? Oh, this is just default. Whatever. Can I edit two classes? Hold on. Like, what? I'm pretty sure that wasn't a thing. But I also don't edit. Okay, edit shared defaults was a thing before. I didn't know that. That's cool, I guess. Okay, so... It's gotta be this then. It's gotta be... And this is normally with... Let's see. So diff selected. Yeah, that's already in. Is it just easier now? Like, did they add something to make it... Like, let's add a variable to this one. Add some sort of thing. Okay, so the geometry tools and things are in here now. Like, so... Is it these tools they changed somehow? Move cube node from the right. Like, can I just... I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what that, debug their one sentence. Like, these are just the normal tools that were there. That's why I was thinking maybe there was something new that I was missing. But who knows? I mean, honestly, with... For all we know, it's not in yet. Or it's somewhere else, like here. My blueprint shows you the elements that... Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Why is... Okay. I was like, wait. Confused me for a second. Live links available in here. Find it blueprints. The new feature. Oh, okay. Are these always here? As you can tell, I don't reparent or do anything. Like this was a tool? I didn't know this was a tool. I'm finding things that were already in the engine just by searching for stuff that's supposed to be better. Okay. Cancel that. Yeah, I basically never change any of these things. Oh. Has that always been a thing? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I've seen that actually be used. I'm glad. I don't think anything major changed on that. I don't think we're gonna find this one little sentence of change. Unless it's somewhere in here. But let's see. Let's go. I should see if there's any new commands. I know like distance fields were added like that, like T dot, whatever, right? Like let's just R dot. I'm not gonna read through them all. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's. Oh yeah, freaking! I'm having an ambient occlusion bug in my freaking thing. Like, I want to see this. Give me a post process volume. Yo, there we go. Oh, we should also check if anything's changed in here. God, I hate that they're separating these out. Like, I understand why, but like, just nest this under there. Seems like AO's still just not a thing anymore in the engine. Is it based on my light settings? Oh yeah, real-time capture for the skylights in. If you did not know. Anyone. Dang it. Content browser. No, not content browser. I'm looking for window. World outliner. Like, am I missing this stuff because there's just no light? Or am I missing this stuff because of another reason? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like... Okay, so that's cool. So we can cast shadows on the clouds. Cast shadows on atmosphere, cast shadows. Cast cloud shadows. Oh, that is cool. Look at that. That made it a billion times darker immediately. So that's kind of cool to have like as a built-in system. As this cloud's like not moving at all, so we just have no sun. That's actually really cool. Like that's one of the like time of day stuff that I've always wanted, but it was just freaking a pain in the butt to enable. Let's see. I think tonight I'll upgrade my project to this. Okay, that's cool. Light source. We can have different per pixel light. Okay. Let's just enable things to enable things, eh? No, where's that sky? Sky ammo. Here. Oh, sorry. Look, I made it look different. I'm a scientist. Okay. This is kind of the same stuff that's always been in here. I want to see if there's stuff available to the but no more of this. No more hard freaking stutter for updating this. That is freaking awesome. I'm excited. My game's gonna have time of day again if that thing's cheap enough. Don't quote me on that. Oh god. I'm gonna bring that up later. Like, hey, you know you said this. Why am I searching through all these things? We can just look up cloud. Cloud ambient occlusion. So cloud AO with this. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, like, I do hope that they come out with, like, they release this with some tools for the clouds rather than just, here's a cloud material. Have at it. Shadows, atmosphere. Okay. We're good on that then. Okay. So the nice thing about, for anyone that doesn't know, the reason you would want to update the freaking skylight is so that then your character's shading gets updated with it as well. That's kind of noisy right there. Oh, that might be why I enabled the... I think it's still a bug, it seems like the... Oh. Dang it. So, it had been, and seems it still is, where when you enable the... I mean, not a bug, but more so... Dude, I'm saying go to it. No, go to the object. When you use the screen space GI, it gets rid of what's it called. So let's go SSGI enable 0. Now let's see. Okay, so it was just that. But honestly, do you need screen space GI? Who knows? Wait, so in game there's no freaking SSGI.enable 0. In game there's no AL. That might be my issue in my actual project, if it's the same thing here. Oh yeah, they added some. I want to see something. So if we have this one open, okay. I want to PBR. Right, so I want to import this PBR validation tool over here. So let's go projects. This is this one. I just want to test something. Basically, they added this area for. Now I gotta remember where it was. Was it in rendering? So this visualize color calibration. So if I do this, color calibration. Haha! Nice! Oh, that is so cool. So this is the tool I use to calibrate my roughness and see metal non-PBR objects. So now I don't need to do what I've been doing, which is so visualize. That's cool. Let's just visualize texture. No. So there's a grayscale one. Of course they use that, yeah. Dude, epic. You just got rid of one of my freaking editor utility widgets. Okay, so this one, so what we would do, this would be our PBR validation. This would be our custom, you know, whatever we want, and then we'd make one for grayscale. So we would just do one that is something like this. I mean, honestly, this one needs to be super simple. It could just be this, and then desaturate. And then like that, and then just do freaking one. No, not scene depth. It will be, yeah, it will be scene texture. Post process one. Desaturate, yeah. So, like, while I technically don't need this, it is nice to see in the engine. So, there we go. And you can do your own custom post-process stuff. I imagine they have some defaults there, or defaults that are gonna go there. And then you just freaking, you know, so you can make buttons here. But I already made these, which do exactly that, so it's the same concept. Just obviously I had to handle it myself. Where that can be a universal editor setting. Because this does the same thing, obviously. Oh wow. Alright. Null objects. So like I'll still probably use this system here that I have, but it's nice to know that I could simplify it. So like the issue here is I'm spawning a with mine, I'm spawning a post-process thing, and then I'm using that to then in fact, let's see if they do that. Let's see if it's just kind of, hey, there's a secret actor in here now. I mean, obviously they don't have to do that. They can do it the proper way. But I just wanted to see if they kind of just rigged it up too, you know? I like my version. But that's cool. Burp, 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 burp. Alright, I like that. Let's see. Running out of new stuff. And by that I mean I don't know what they are. Let's see, what's some other stuff? You could actually you could use that. Yeah, no. We'll see what, maybe they expose some other stuff. What am I trying to do? Like show. Like, did they add some new whatever? Anything in here? It looks like they separated this a little more, but I don't know. Just be me imagining things. Mesh edges? I realize it's probably always been a thing. I've just never clicked on it. I was gonna say, does the sky actually visualize now? Ooh, that's gonna be a cool thing. Let's check this out. If I hit F5. Okay, so the clouds do, nothing else does. Okay. That's fine. Visualize. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. I wonder, do these now get... Oh, that's cool. I don't remember this being a setting. It's such a... It'll take the project. Like, you can set things to compress or not compress on mobile. For this specifically, for the reflection captures. That's nice. Because you could have, like, your main focused one that you don't compress at all or add more compression to, and then do something where, like, you just, the rest are, you know, like the distance ones are very compressed, but it enables you to still get your, the settings right? Alright, let's do this. Let's go. We're gonna do something dangerous. Let's go over here. We're going to upgrade... Oh, it doesn't even show me. Wait, do I not even have... Wait, where's my game? Hello? Did you guys forget? Seems like Chaos, or not Chaos, Control Rig got some nice stuff. What's this rich curve? Okay, so you can now weight tangents on curves. Take recorder, record camera cuts. Okay, so USD is officially in more than it was before for recording things. Yeah, I feel like I have to have like a project in here. Not this one. We're not upgrading that project. To be like, hey, this is the one I want to work on. Hello? Oh, uh-oh. Oh god, did I delete? I think I deleted a game. Oh no, it was right here. Alright, I'm wanting to see what it considers normal and advanced on these things. Oh, yeah. Alright, sorry. Let's see. Oh, are these gray just because freaking the sky's not bright enough? By the way, let's see. Oh, god. Yeah, that seems like it. But then things are brighter. I don't like it. That makes sense. I was like, why is this so gray out? It's like it's rainy or something, you know? Terrible. Right. Ugh. Sorry. No. There we go. How did I enable this thing? Sky. Atmo. Sphere. There we go. Okay, good. I was gonna be like, this thing's bright as heck, man. Like, let's see. Post process. Or no, what's called? It's not in post process anymore, right? Project settings. Rendering. Oh, this is cool. So on mobile, you now have control over how your planar reflections work. Mobile got a huge upgrade. Let's see if maybe we got a... There we go. We were looking for that earlier. So input... this is a input modifier. So modifier get event. Let's see what the overridable functions are. Get execution phase, modify raw, parent raw. Okay, so this is where I would want to see the actual data from. So this would be player input, earned value. This is where we can manipulate this. Okay. And then what was it? The other thing? Sorry, we're learning about this input system apparently. Blueprint class, and then there would also have to be a that reminds me, is the what is it? The like array, the texture array stuff in? I wonder. How goes it? It goes good. We're just exploring the new on action. What is this? We're exploring the new things in 426 preview 1. And right now I just found out a way to get, oh, what is this? Material options? Okay. How is was it released? It's the first preview. Okay, so this could be a time trigger. Okay, so we can modify it that way. Okay, that's cool. So it's good to know that we can modify these ourselves. I wasn't sure if they were going to be locked or not. It released today, like, I don't know, when the live stream went up. I woke up to it being released, so I went, okay. Like, 4 hours ago. There's some really cool stuff. The big features aren't in yet, so like the world comp and water tools, which they had to do a thing on water. That's what the stream today was about, was look at all these cool new water tools coming in 426. Did they ship those tools with preview 1? No. So we're all watching this thing, all while we're downloading preview 1, going, oh, I can't wait to play with water. This is going to be super fun. All for it to freaking not be in there. And yes, I'm going to complain. I'm going to continue to complain. They do have some really cool stuff in there, though. So they have this new environmental light mixer, which is basically an editor utility widget, it looks like. Where you can actually, if I didn't have clouds and things in here, it would just have things up here to create them for you. But you can handle all your lights in one place. So you could just keep this on your other window, right? And kind of see what combo of things. Yeah, the world comp changes aren't in, by the looks of it. There might be some in. But this is cool. It's a, you know, obviously it's a simple little thing like anyone could have built, but to have it built in is nice. They have this new thing called the actor palette, which if you do like a asset zoo or like a asset dump level, you can literally just have it where you load up that level, or 4 of those levels. Say we're only looking for temple things, we'll load up the temple whatever thing that has all the assets dumped there for us. And then we can just, instead of searching through things, just keep adding things with this and like keep this on the second monitor. Like, okay, I want another one of these. So that will speed up like level design, I feel, quite a bit. They have this new enhanced input mapping. That's what we're looking at right now. Where you can now basically, instead of having to code your own stuff for it, it will have a setup for remapping buttons yourself, and it actually comes with new features like waiting and delays and taps, so that you don't have to code that in yourself, and then you're able to actually remap it pretty easily. So like if I want to, you make a data asset that's like this, right? You tell it what it's supposed to do, and then like what type of values coming in from it. A jump is a button press, so that's digital. That's a bool. There's only on or off, right? And then you can do things like this, where we have different kind of triggers on this. And then now, instead of me having a preset jump button, I can set it right here to whatever key I press. And then we just will have to update that here with this enhanced input update. So we would just do this type of thing. I'm pretty sure if I do this, literally any button becomes jump. Does this character? How is this character jumping? Let's see. Oh, that's actually interesting. Hold on. That's not a thing before. Huh. That's either a bug or something else. Let's see. That's so strange. Okay. Okay, so technically, so jump can now be going on started. Yeah, we'll have to learn these buttons and stuff. But that way we can update these. Like, I still need to look into the actual mapping stuff. Like, so would it be update or set map refresh? Now let's just get but yeah, so there's some fun stuff in here, and I didn't cover it all just now. The cloud system's in, and by that I mean there's a cloud thing you can add and change cloud settings on, and then a simple material you can apply. Not the crazy tools that people thought were coming, or at least not just yet. There's some updated VR things. What else have we found today? I feel like I should have been writing this down. That would have been like the smart person thing to do, but why would I do that? Let's see. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Wonder if this fixes the grass map issue I was having. Yeah. I mean, that's generally every stream I do, right? But yeah. There's some stuff we can't look into yet because it's just the preview one doesn't have the complete feature for it. The height map tool, which height map tool? The virtual height map tool, we've looked at that already. If that's what you mean. We should actually do the sample procedural. I somewhat understood what this was doing, but I did not understand what this was doing. Yeah, with a virtualized height map. Like it's in the sense that there's this right here, this virtual height map. But like what it's doing, I'm gonna have to look into, because they have these things where it's like, okay, you can build it, and it's basically reading the virtual texture height. But then it's pumping out this. So I don't know what it's doing exactly. Like, is this just to have whatever this is? What is the number of CPU levels? The number of bitmaps to clone? Oh, okay. Is that gonna make it bigger? No. Do you know what it does? What is it supposed to be doing? And what do you mean you made something similar? It's not to build, like, Geo or anything like that. It reads already made height map data. Unless this one does something else. I thought it just virtualized it so that it's no longer always loaded, so that you then can do, oh, the engine's already been able to do that. That's been exposed for a while. I think it can't. Like, that's where I'm like, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I can't read in to see what it actually is doing. But I like, you could already do that. Where you, I thought it just is making this like how the runtime virtual texture is. Where it's just putting it in memory and then reading it. Type of thing. But you could already do what you're saying, which I imagine you already know this because you did it. Ryan Brooks has done. The render target, the render to texture, whatever. Render height map. Or whatever, I don't remember what it is. Height map. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's all it is. That makes sense, loading it into memory. Yeah, like, that's what I thought it was. Based on everything else that they call virtual, is meaning it's loading in dynamically. And I noticed it had some weird like loading earlier, but I could be 1000% wrong. You know what I mean? I know zero details about it, so it's not like didn't really claim to anything. Because it seems like, I don't know. To me, it's like, what the heck is this texture? What's a min-max texture? Let's see. So this is generating a build. So this is making a... Yeah, so I think that's all it's doing. It is making the height. Wait. If an editor. So this is setting the min and max bounds of the height map, it seems, based on this texture class. But this is just the texture. And then, let's see, let's go to the actual... Would it be somewhere else? Yeah. So this is giving CPU access. So I wonder, so what I saw was something about runtime virtual texture changes instead of like being able to change something live in the game. And that's what I wanted to look into. Was instead of, wait, what the heck? Virtual texture build. Interesting. So you can choose now to build your snap to landscape, yeah. Like you can have a build button for these instead of them updating in real time. What if I yeah, exactly. Like once there's docks. Oh, there's no landscape. That's not a landscape? Okay. This is a mesh we're streaming in? Oh, wait. Yeah, so this is just a procedural mesh. Like this isn't a... Yeah, I didn't even notice that part. So, maybe it kind of is the tool you're talking about. But in a different way. You can message, yeah. If I have this. Well, I was more so thinking, like, what if they're... I know they somewhat are, because they have this. They have the... What's it called? In landmass, they have a planet generator. But it would make sense for them to, like, not necessarily, not meshes, but actual generated data. So instead of you loading a mesh in, and then these are just virtual textures. Right. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hey, Paint, how's it going? It's going pretty good. We are looking at the new Unreal Engine update that's in preview, which is like their beta alpha stage. So there's no documentation on it. And I like to play around with it and kind of see what's coming. What's not necessarily in the documentation. Or going to be, you know, what's not necessarily announced. But yeah, so I think it's more so like they're using the proc gen mesh tool for it. Like, I wish we could. Can I just do? Here we go. Like, this is where it's like, okay, it's just telling you there's a big mesh. I'm just working on some stuff. Is it working like it will work? Well, yes. Yeah, and it's cool to see some. Okay, so like this could be cool. So it's like instead, like I think it's basically like both of us were saying, but not really understanding it. It's the nice thing is this means that collision could be updated in real time, or at least that's what I assume. Because if this is generated on runtime, then it should be better. But yeah, it's cool. We got some cool little features that will make stuff easier. It runs fast. It's fun to explore. I don't know. I'm one of those nerds that I like looking at just new stuff and figuring it all out. They've got this new like cloud system in the engine, and stuff to help us out with real-time lighting. And now we're trying to figure out what this landscape is. But yeah, like Sniper. So the way I see it is like, so we could. It's more about like procedural real-time height map generation, I think. Like that's what I'm interested in, is whether it's editor time only. Because that would be cool to be able to actually deform a freaking terrain. But we'll see. I'm probably wrong about that last part. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, it's always fun. How will real-time affect the quality? Well, that's more so like whether or not we can actually do it during like a game while it's playing, right? So like that's where, like the editor kind of. Wonder if you can import a height map and it will be to scale with the traditional landscape, probably. But like it's more, like a lot of this stuff's like the higher end stuff, if that's what you mean. Over here. So there is. Let's see. What was the other stuff? I'm kind of. If so, it'd make prototyping faster. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was trying to show you, is they have this already. The planet prototype. If you haven't looked at it, where's an actual full-blown planet that's generated. Yeah. Alright, my mic is right over right here. This is literally, I can't see any of the place I'm hovering over. What is this? Distance fields deep. Oh, I don't have distance fields on, so let's not do that. Yeah, this has actually been in the engine for a little bit. I always recommend if you enable plugins, even like the landmass one. So like people wondered how I had the water I did. It's just right here in here. It's the water that's coming with the with the new system once it's out. It's like, it's just, what do you mean, how did I get it? I just opened it. Like, it's in the, somewhere in here. Holy crap, there's a lot more things in here than I remember. But either way, like, that's how I found it. It's literally just, a lot of the time, like, people don't realize, like, these have demo levels. They have, you know, content example materials for things. So it's always good to, what is this? Okay, so this is a volumetric tools. So like I normally go through the plugins like this, like, okay, what tools do they have? Okay, so they have paint clouds, but this I think was crashing. And it did. Okay. So with that, here's all lava. That's all good, Pang. I mean, half the time I'm watching your streams, I'm just like, I bet I could do that if... No, I could not do that. Nope. Okay, I think I see what she's doing. Nope, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. If there's ever anything that you're interested in that I'm just explaining too much, because I am, like, I'm terrible at that, where I might use a term because I know it, but if you don't or things like that, feel free and I'll let you know. I don't mind explaining things. It's literally what I do, right? Like, that's why I'm streaming, is to share me learning stuff. And hopefully help other people. Let's see. On your own before I'm able to start getting more. Yeah. I mean, it's super complex stuff. What is this, though? We missed this also. Content browser. Are we able to now just... Is the content browser now a third, like a plugin? That source plugin providing loose file support. Wait, could we... If we did this... Hold on. What is loose file support? Does that mean, like, I could just have random files that aren't supported in here? Because if so, that sounds great. Just like, here's this random ZBrush file. Like, is that what it means? We'll see. Let's see. Let's get an actual, like, ZBrush file. Or here's this. Loose file support. Okay, it doesn't mean that. That's how we learn, though, right? Let's see. I want to search it. So this is my game Alava, for anyone that doesn't know. You can download it on... If you use Android. It's not that command. God, what command is it, games? There we go. If you have Android. I use it to work on little mobile features I see. And it's just a fun way to learn more about the engine. So, what they said was that if there was more info in the descriptions of plugins, I agree 100% with that. I think it's because most of the time, by the time you get a plugin, it's already done. Or at least that's the hope, you know what I mean? So there's documentation on it, but yeah. For the ones that they're just too lazy to document it, it would be great. So, I'm trying to think now. There was a couple things. So, on here, we have the option for rendering. Since we're doing mobile. I don't need any of these. What is this, though? The planar reflection actor still works as usual on console. And is used for mobile. Pixel perfect reflection on mobile. Yeah, will be disabled as a side effect. Usual. What? Let's see, did there... What? I don't think there was mobile AO before. Let's do it. I can afford it. No one plays the game but me. If it can run on my phone, who cares? So they added some stuff for reflections. So reflections normally work like non-existent on mobile. Actually, they're non-existent on here specifically because all this stuff's unlit. Let's see. So I just want to see what some of this stuff looks like. So we have mobile settings now. Oh, pre-baked distance field shadow maps. How do you play? Oh, nice. I missed that completely. All right, so in Lava, all you gotta do to play is, it's super basic. You just click, and then you use this guy on mobile. Go left and right, and then you can tap anywhere else on the screen to jump. This is a very basic. Like I use this project as a way to learn the camera system. So in this, if you can tell. I don't know if I released the update that added the lava and stuff. I'm very bad at the updates I release for this. I should care more because it's like, apparently the game's like super popular in Brazil for some reason. And there's like thousands of people that have downloaded it. But yeah, you just try to survive and collect coins. And then the coins are, the economy in the game is really bad. So it I realize there's no sound for when those things collide. There probably should be. Yeah, the economy in the game's really bad, so basically when you you gotta play a lot to unlock stuff. Alright, so for this is like oh, was this just not built? Hold on. Why are these looking like they're gray? Okay. We got that. What if we set this? See, now I'm in here and I'm gonna notice all the issues. It's gonna end up bad. Like, oh, Matt, you're supposed to be playing with Unreal features. Instead, you fixed a game that's freaking 2 years old that you don't even play. Ah. I died. Alright, anyways, so reflection should be updated. This should now be updated. Oh, okay, so aiming inclusion for cloud, we don't need that. For a mobile game, we should check this out. So mobile is what I'm trying to look up. Ooh. Ooh, what I'm interested in is actually they have this thing. Oh yeah, this one right here. So impression. God, what am I trying to say? They, oh, I gotta be careful. Oh yeah, I always wanted to try this, to do the simulation there. But no, what I'm trying to say, and terrible at spitting out, is with each version of this, the reason I always like to test the game is because obviously I'd like to have this game updated and be nice, and look good on here, even if it's, alright, so what do we do here? So, so what I want to see is like if they added anything new to the build tools, which I should check, because basically, God, I cannot speak today. They are really bad at keeping things small on mobile. So the game is bigger than it should be. What is this? Hold on. I don't know what this is. Setup Android? Android Studio, unable to locate. Did you run? Oh. Android Studio. Oh, do I have to hit update linker? Unable to locate. Okay. I'm realizing I'm having to open this. Yeah, no, I don't know what this is yet. Normally it's just here's the thingy. What's the iOS deploy? So yeah, they're using this Android Studio now. So I shouldn't actually have to update anything here. That's actually kind of nice. Configure, check for updates. Update. Okay, we'll download that. And then... Oh. Nope. While that's downloading, let's look up in project settings. This is going to be in Android. I have to hide this because it has things in it. So they did add, okay, here we are on a screen with nothing added. So they added this. I'm not sure what this is. Whether to render an off-screen surface instead of render the back buffer directly on Android. Enable it if you'd like to do background blur. That is pretty cool. So you can now use background blur, maybe. And then other than that, I'm not seeing. What can I do with the coins? If you go here, it's a terrible icon. I should make it a store. You can press that, and you can basically make them go faster. There's no confirmation window, so if you hit it, I realize I should add a confirmation window. I used to stream this every Monday, and I should do that again. But basically, there's other characters you can unlock. There's Milo. There's the new Milo model. This is my very first model. My last character model. I've improved a little bit. And then there's this. Oh, she's broken. Buttercup. This is supposed to be like a person in a unicorn outfit for my niece. Because she was playing the game all the time. But yeah, you can basically make them faster. Is what at the moment. And then there's this coin magnet, which just means that they'll be attracted to, like, the coins will be attracted to you sooner. Hit that button. There's also these, so there's some settings for if you want tilt or not. What I mean by this is, hey, this is probably going to be the opposite direction that it's supposed to. For tilt. And then there's some Google leaderboards too. It's pretty basic. But good warning. Yeah. Yeah, it's just there because it's one of those things where they basically, what it is some phones. I know at first I thought it said good morning, and I'm like, wait, did someone say something? So I scanned up. It's one of the basically phones. The way that they can tilt is they have this little thing in them that tells them one of three directions, right? Like in modeling, where it's just that X, Y, or Z. And the issue is, on Android, there's no standard for that. So some phones, tilt is going to be the Y direction changing. And then on other phones, it's the Z direction changing, depending on how they have that rotated. And then with Android, what makes it even worse is that they have it where you can tilt your home screen. So you could have it inverted. As in your, instead of you you know, turning to the left. For landscape mode, you turn to the right, or your camera's by your right thumb. So, like, because of that, and the other issue, both of those combined, I was like, there's no way I'm getting tilt right. So, like, on some phones, you actually have to tilt it forward and backwards for it to work. And I'm like, I wish I could fix that, but, like, that's so much work. Yeah, it just, I love Android because it's what I use and everything, but I really wish there were certain things that they just standardized. Like, there's no reason for that. I want to see if this needs any updates, but we should be able to maybe just export it and see if it's smaller. Try to make an AR app for fun and Unreal, but your phone no longer supported now. Yeah, I mean, they've had like freaking 4 different AR programs where, like, hey, this is the standard now. Like, that's what really is happening. Is it's no longer just, hey, does it support AR? It's, oh, well, now we have this cool thing called Tango AR, where we actually use LiDAR mapping and things like that. So we're gonna separate that off into its own AR thing. And, like, it makes no sense. Like, just give me, if I don't have everything I need, then give me limited support for it and make it work, just not work as good. But yeah, that's why I was like, I'm developing for desktop. I'm not doing no mobile games anymore, and I'm still stuck with the mobile games. Because obviously I released them, so I try to update them and make them smaller as time goes by. Like, that's my one goal, is up Android to get better with Unreal, so I can make it where the game, you know, takes less for people to download, more people download it, which works a little too much. Let's see. Apparently, 1,000 people have downloaded the game in the last 30 days, which is down 11%. Cool. Guess how many people are getting ads? None of them. I don't know why, but ads aren't working. I'm getting $0 on those. Like, look at this. Literally, where are people playing the game? Brazil and India. They apparently love lava. And that's why I want to make it smaller too, is because then we'll get less, what's called? We'll get more installs is what I'm trying to say, because those are places that have limited internet. Ooh. Oh, is this a different version? Oh, wait, no, this is totally, oh, okay. Sorry, I'm looking at all my, like, versions. We did update it in June, so that's good. I was planning on adding, like, more of a game to it, where instead of you being stuck here, like, the lava would go up and down, so you'd have to, like, avoid the ceiling, kind of like Rayman, you know? Where we just have ceiling pieces and just make it like an endless runner, but like these 3 things are going up the whole time, and then like sometimes, you know, the ceiling's there, so it pops these down. But I would just make a new game instead, honestly, at this point. Because I was just like, how can I do scope creep on this even more? I'm trying to think. Let's see. What's this? These are not. Anyways. Shouldn't take too much longer. I think, let's see. I think I'm gonna take a break. Once this builds, I want to see what the size is and stuff. So we'll raid someone. And then, but I don't know. I'm super happy with all the stuff we found. I didn't think we would be able to explore. Like, there's a lot to this update. I still think there's gonna be stuff in here that we haven't found. Like, so in the console. This is definitely where sometimes a lot of stuff comes, where it's just like, oh, you have to use this, like allow texture 2D array creation. Yes. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to check out. So that's something that's been a feature for a while. And we probably, who knows, we probably don't want to do this all at once, but so in materials, you've been able to set this physical material to something already. I haven't been able to set the mask, and maybe that's what that texture array was for. Like, I feel like I wanted to see if they like made this easier, explain this more, but it looks like the answer is no, they have not. And you can't create one of these in the world. That's why I was thinking maybe that texture array. Maybe if I restart. Let's see. Texture array. Yeah, no, that should be done. I think this is gonna take forever. So I'm just gonna raid. Let's see who's online. I hope you guys all had a good day. I know I did. I love exploring engine features. And I won't be on later tonight because I work, but maybe tomorrow. And hopefully this weekend, because I have this weekend off. If you guys haven't already, you can follow me on YouTube and other places. I'm pretty sure that's the same link. I make Unreal Engine videos, and that's what I'll be doing tonight, is making some on the new features coming. And I'll probably upload this there, so I don't have to make as many videos. But have a good night, guys. See ya. I need to eat. I literally woke up, saw that the new engine version was ready, downloaded it, listened to most of the stream. I had like, I can't even remember what I ate today. It's definitely it's that time of night where it's like I need to eat a large meal. I gotta go to work in a couple hours. Anyway, see you guys. All that. Wait. Did I just fail at the raid? Or did it raid?
Oh
it did.
Gosh, I couldn't even pick a favorite. Volk, thanks for the raid.